Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Robin here. Welcome back once again for another update on the Wealth Simple Trade portfolio. As you guys know, this is the weekly update or the regular update I do for my dividend investing portfolio with Wealth Simple Trade, where I basically show you guys what stocks I'm buying. I give you guys an update on my stocks and how the markets are doing. I show you guys any recent dividend payments I have, and I also show you guys basically a sneak peek into the different things I'm doing and how dividend investing is basically changing my life over time. Now, like most of my videos, we'll do a quick recap of the portfolio to start things off, and then we'll jump into the different stocks I'm going to be buying in today's video, and then we'll finish up with some more of the dividend payments and some of my thoughts and different things. And I will be actually be showing you guys a breakdown of my portfolio later on in today's video, so be tuned for that. Stay tuned for that if you guys want to see basically the breakdown of my portfolio and my portfolio diversification. And I just want to recap a post I did on the channel the other day. I did a post asking you guys how our portfolio has been doing. In July, we actually had a pretty good month for our portfolio. We're up 6%. Now, I will do a recap of this and show you guys more when we get inside the portfolio update of today's video. But I just want to say a big thanks to everybody who left some feedback. We've seen everybody's portfolio is actually up quite a bit. So, I'm happy you guys are seeing some success, and I'm happy that all that investing during the downturn and, just basically being consistent and sticking with it is really benefiting you guys. So kudos to you guys for doing that. And as you guys can see, it does pay off to invest in the long term. And to end on that note, I just want to mention really quickly, guys, if you guys like the channel and you guys like the video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and remember to subscribe if you guys want to be notified of when I publish these videos. What's up, guys? Welcome to the part of the video where we do the portfolio update. So we got some cool stuff going on with our portfolio. As you guys seen previously, a lot of people's portfolios have seen a bit of a jump up, and this is because we did see a bit of a jump up. It's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple months, but we'll give you guys a quick little recap of my portfolio. So you have $106,000 Canadian on Wealth Simple Trade, splitting between two accounts, between the personal account with 13 different stocks and the TFSA with 11 different stocks. TFSA obviously is the big account here, and we are approaching our limit for this year. We're getting very close to maxing it out. The one-day return since this morning is about 0%, so nothing really happening in the markets. It's 10:30 a.m. at the time of recording this video. By the time it gets published, might be in a couple hours or so things might change, but nothing really going on right now. Over the past week, the TFSA is up 2%, which is about $2,000, so that's where that jump up came over the past week. We've seen a nice little increase. The 1 month return is 5%, so 5% jump up, which is $4,000. And the past 3 months, we are seeing at negative 3%. So even though the last month we've seen an increase of 5% inside of our TFSA, we're still down about 3%, but it's looking a lot better than when it was down like 8% or something, and we're obviously down quite a bit. So it just goes to show, over the past month or so, if you'd invested your money, you would have got a 5% return. That's why I always say just put your money in. The longer you hold in the market, the better you're going to benefit from when the markets do rise up. The 1 year return for the TFSA is around 1%, so we are sitting at a 1 year positive return of about $1,000, and our all-time return inside the TFSA since the beginning of, I think I started this account in, it would have been about seriously started in the beginning of 2020. So since the beginning of 2020 to today's current date, we're sitting at about 8%, which is $6,000, $240 inside the TFSA. We'll switch over to the personal account, which is a more Canadian dividend-based focused portfolio. Both of them are, but the TFSA does hold a little bit more American growth-based stocks. The 1 day return for the personal account is about 0 as well. The 1 week return is 2%. 1 month return is 3%, so a little bit less. 3 month return is down negative 4%. 1 year return is sitting about 0. And then the all-time return inside our personal account is actually up 1%. So our personal account all-time is up 1%. This account was started in April of 2021, so a little bit later. So it's about a year or so old, but we're actually finally sitting at some gains inside the personal account, which is super cool to see. Alright, so the first stock I'm going to be buying in today's video is going to be none other than the defensive utility company called Fortis. Alright, so I have $100 in our Wealth Simple Trade TFSA. We're going to split between our two stocks today. Now, I did mention that the first stock I'm going to be buying is Fortis. We'll do a quick little recap inside my portfolio. So we have Fortis here. We have 16 shares, which is about $970, and we are up just under 10%, 9.5% all time for Fortis. So I'm going to be adding about $50 of Fortis today. Now, a few things about Fortis here. As you guys can see here, it is a long-term basic good combination of growth and dividend yield. Now, it's not the highest dividend yield, especially for the utility sector, 3.54% dividend yield. It's actually probably on the lower side, but this company really does focus more on the growth aspect, and it is a very defensive-based utility company, meaning basically it's very secure, and we've seen it's just been consistent. Like, look at this stock growth. It's the graph here for the past 20-30 years has basically just been consistent growth with, that dividend growth and that dividend yield. Now, the dividend yield isn't high, like I mentioned, but they do have consecutive dividend growth. I think they're on like year number 24 of consecutive dividend increases. So once again, it really is that long-term company that you're going to buy. So we're going to put in, we'll go through here for the TFSA. We'll put it buy about one share of Fortis, and then we're going to split the rest of the money we have inside the next stock that I'm going to talk about in today's video. Now, before we go any further in the video, I just want to do a quick little shout out to Neo Financial. If you guys don't know, I've been using the Neo Financial MasterCard actually quite a bit as my main credit card. I've done a few videos in the past talking about Neo. I love the credit card because it was super easy to get. I got a pretty decent limit. I love the interface that you can basically run everything and you have complete control on the web. I love the platform, and I do like the fact that they have some pretty cool rewards as well. Whenever I go out eating or I go to some place to grab some food or something, they actually have some pretty good cashback rewards, so you guys can check that out on their website as well. And for anybody who's watching this channel, if you guys do want to sign up for the card, there is a $50 sign-on bonus if you guys use my link for the Neo MasterCard, and a $10 bonus if you sign up for the Neo Money account. So if you guys want to support the channel, definitely check out the links in the description of this video. And last but not least, the second stock I'm going to be focusing on in today's video is going to be Telus. So the second stock I'm going to be focusing on today is going to be Telus, like I just mentioned. Now, Telus is a telecommunications company. I'm actually a big fan of Telus. I actually use the service myself, but other than that, they actually just are a good stock. Once again, they are focused on growth like Fortis. As you guys know, I do like a combination of growth stocks as well as dividend stocks. Now, the cool thing about Telus is it is a relatively cheap stock, trading at $30 Canadian. Its dividend yield is currently 4.64%. So this is a much higher dividend-based company, and we did see a big drop recently over the past year. If we go year to date, the stock is down -1%, but the 1-year return is about 3.77% up, but we do see a bit of a dip recently. So I do think this company is a good company to buy. They have great financials, and once again, one of the most important things about a dividend stock is does the company have good growth? Well, we can see the company has had consistent growth, but also does the company have good dividend growth? And yes, of course, Telus has been regularly increasing its dividends on a regular basis. So when it comes to telecommunications companies, Telus kind of is my favorite one, but there are some other good ones that a lot of you guys know, like Rogers and Bell. But me personally, I prefer Telus. So we'll put Telus in here. We have about, I think, $39, so we could probably just do a fractional share, and we'll type in $39, and that will go towards Telus. And those are going to be the two stocks that I'm going to be focusing on in today's video. And just a quick little update on dividends for the past week or so. We did get a dividend from POW, Power Corporation of Canada. We are expecting one from TD. I think it paid out on the 31st. We haven't gotten it yet. It hasn't showed up in Wealthsimple, but we should be getting a nice little dividend from TD. If we go over to track your dividends, we can take a peek at some of the upcoming dividends as well. For August, we don't actually have a lot of stocks that are paying dividends. Keep in mind that this tool isn't 100% accurate as well. You guys can see here that I need to clean up some of this. I have ATD.A or B that I need to get rid of. We have CNQ, CNR, some of these other ones we hold inside our personal account. For some reason, I have two HDIVs here. I think I put the wrong one for one of them. So always make sure you're checking your tickers when you're doing stuff. It's very easy to make mistakes, especially when you're punching in numbers really quickly. But we do have dividends from HYLD. We have about $40 from a high yield dividends. Obviously, those are making a big difference. We have Severia Corp, and then we have VDY as well. So I think there might be a few other ones here. I'm not too sure, but we're going to get a small month next month. Small month for dividends, but then once again, once the quarterly months come in, September, we're going to have some pretty big dividends here. So once again, the tool isn't 100% accurate, but it is cool to kind of take a peek and get an estimate of when the dividends are going to be coming out. And while we're inside Track Your Dividends, we'll do an update on our portfolio diversification, as well as go over our portfolio pie. So our total holdings across both of our accounts is 17 right here. Our largest holding is once again Vanguard S&P 500 for our growth or US growth. and our smallest holding in HDiv. This is probably the newest stock I've been adding in, and it's basically to balance out HYLD. I actually have a video coming out on HDiv over the, I don't know, next couple days, maybe next week or so. So stay tuned for that if you guys want to learn more about that one. Largest holdings is ETF. We have 85% of our portfolio in ETFs, which is kind of more or less what I want, and about 10 to 15%, I guess, 15% or so in individual stocks. So that's kind of more or less what, I don't have a hard number for this, but that I do want to hold the bulk of my portfolio in ETFs, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For our pie, we have 50% in VFV, 50.3% actually. We have 31% in VDY, which is a Vanguard Canadian high dividend based ETF. We have TD, which represents about 4.7%, just under 5%. We have HYLD, which is 3%. We have Telus, which is 1.8, ATD 1.7, and then some of our other individual stocks here. So my goal is to kind of bring these up maybe a little bit and have them a little bit more equal inside the portfolio, just for a little bit, you know, to make it make sense and whatnot. So that's kind of the goal with the individual stocks. Maybe we can eventually bring them out to be about like maybe a quarter of the portfolio, and they have equal holdings, and then we have our big ETFs to kind of help balance things out. That's probably going to be the long-term goal of my portfolios. And for our monthly dividends, I did add in the POW, or the Power Corporation of Canada dividend. We're still waiting on the TD dividend, but we are sitting at our highest month so far, which is $377 for July for the combination of both of our portfolios. If we head over to the graph here, I'm just going to scroll over. You guys can see here basically how the dividend payments have grown over time. Keep in mind, we did do some big jumps inside the portfolio. We put some big holdings kind of around here. This is where we see when the big spikes here on month number 21 and 22. But we finally hit a new high on month number 31 here. So portfolio is slowly growing, and once again, it is that consistent kind of, if you were to kind of draw a line here, we see that steady increase kind of happening on, and that's the whole point there. So once again, nice to see a good visual representation of how the dividends have grown inside my portfolio since we first started investing. And like usual, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. But that's it for today's video. So let me know what you guys think of my stocks. What stocks are you guys buying today? Let us know in the comments. Take care. I'll see you guys later, and have a good one.